that chair right there. You'll see them at the top here, the little squares.
Yep.
And then we'll hear the audio coming out of there. You should be able to hear me now.
Yep.
So I will, when they get in here, I'll call on them for ask questions. We'll hear them. You're going to talk normally.
Okay.
You take the mask off if you want.
Perfect.
Jennifer, I'm trying to make you a co-host, but it's not letting me.
Can you have, yeah, I don't know why. I was going to say, can you have more than one? But you definitely can.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Oh, well, I'll do the record permissions too. That's fine.
And I'll record it. Just grant me permission. I'll make sure I record it too.
Okay, we'll do. All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna let the media in.
Okay.
How long is this?
Huh?
How long would this be?
15 minutes.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Joined by Tigers pitcher Tarik Skubal. We'll get started here in just a minute. If you have a question for Tarik, please put in the chat, and we'll get to those in the order they're received. I'm going to go through and give everybody permission to record that needs it. So just give me 1 second, and we'll get started. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. Take our first question from Chris Mccoskey of the Detroit News.
Tarik, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Life comes at you pretty fast, huh?
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Can you take us through the process of, I guess Littlefield was the one who told you, Al was saying, can you take us through that whole process of reaction?
Yeah, he called me Saturday night. I actually missed the phone call. And he texted me and said, call me back. So I did. And of course, the heart was racing because, I mean, that's generally what those text messages mean. Got the call. He told me, you know, that I was going to get on the plane and get going, and to where, you know, some friends and family and stuff like that. And I got to make all those phone calls too. And it was really cool, really exciting. Awesome news. The heart was racing, you know, but it was fun.
Long way from where you were a month ago, huh? Fighting
Yeah.
fever, eh? Jeez.
Yeah.
What are the expectations for you as far as being stretched out? How far can you go in best case scenario kind of thing?
I mean, I threw 46 pitches or so. I'm not sure what the plan is, you know, my last outing. So just kind of build up off that too. And talk to Andy about that. But I haven't heard anything for sure yet.
Okay. Strength is back though. And the reports are that everything's back in form.
Yeah. No, yeah. I feel strong, feel good, feel healthy.
Thank you, man. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Our next question comes from Cody Stavenhagen from The Athletic.
Hey, Tarik, congratulations. Did you have any idea this was coming, or was it just one of those phone calls that kind of out of the blue changes everything?
Yeah, it was kind of out of the blue. I didn't really expect it, honestly. Just because, you know, where I was at, getting built up and, you know, going through that throwing progression and stuff like that, I just didn't really expect it. But great news, you know, regardless. So.
Mm-hmm. What did you think when you were able to talk to Al and Gardy and Rick and kind of just have everything really laid out for you a little more?
I talked to them yesterday. I'm going to talk to them again. I'm going to talk to Andy again today. just kind of get everything more set in stone.
Okay, for sure. And then, yeah, just a couple weeks we were talking to you about COVID and your recovery. I mean, what do you make of all the ups and downs you've already experienced this year, and you know, probably more to come, but just how crazy has this whole ride been?
Yeah, I mean, COVID took me down a little bit, you know, took me down for like another week or so, but it's just kind of getting back into that and getting my strength and my health back, and that's kind of been my priority. And I feel strong and feel healthy, so you know I'm ready to go.
You say you feel strong. Did you feel like you were throwing exceptionally well down in Toledo? I mean, you must have done something to really make an impression.
Yeah, I was throwing well. You know, executing pitches is what I try to do every time I take the rubber. You know, toe the rubber. So I felt like I was doing a good job of that, and just letting everything, and only controlling what I control and let everything else go.
All right, thanks, Tarik. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Cody. Our next question comes from Jeff Seidel of the Detroit Free Press.
Yeah, congratulations. I just wondered, what was it like getting on that plane, and how did the guys react to you guys?
Yeah, it was really cool. You know, everyone, you know, welcome and congratulating us was really cool. And, um, you know, guys, you know, instructing us on who to contact and who to get in touch with to kind of know where to be and kind of get adjusted, you know, as smoothly as possible. So it's been really fun and cool.
Does it make it easier that Casey's also coming up? You guys are coming up together. I mean, you guys were roommates during spring training. You guys are close. Does that make it easier?
Yeah, yeah. To have one of your, you know, good friends, you know, come up with you, and you know, you kind of, you know, I lived with him in spring training, and we always talk and develop and learn from each other. You know, I've learned a lot from how he handles himself. It's always really cool, and it was pretty cool because we were both walking out to stretch, and we both didn't know that the other one had got the phone call. And he's like, "Hey, did you get a phone call last night?" I was like, "Yeah," and then we both kind of like had our little moment. You know, it was really exciting, and you know. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
And last question, can you put into perspective the journey you've been? I know they just asked you about the journey just the last month, but when you think about the last 2 years from being drafted to now, I mean, what's this been like?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun to play a lot of baseball and to learn and develop, and you know, play baseball every day is really fun, you know. And in college you have school and stuff too, but you know, once you get to just playing professional baseball and just playing and being with guys and, you know, traveling together and, you know, establishing that and getting in a clubhouse and, you know, having all those close relationships. So it's been really cool.
Very cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Our next question comes from Evan Petzold of the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, congratulations. You know, going back to kind of what Jeff said with, you know, you and Casey specifically, but really just this whole, you know, organization, right? And the young pitchers that so many people are anticipating and getting ready for. And I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, but do you see it? I mean, is it kind of you're starting to see what it could be and what it could become as, you know, now you guys get a chance to make your way up? I mean, what has that been like, you know, in your own conversations with yourself, but then also, you know, with Casey and some of those other guys, you know, that they're going to be coming up to pitch?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been exciting, you know, to work with those guys, work with everybody, and you know, get better and help each other out any way we can, you know. But yeah, it's fun, and I'm excited to start learning here from the guys that are up here too.
And where do you think the potential could be too for this rotation? I mean, looking even, you know, 2-3 years down the road, you know, what are some of those game plans that you guys kind of talk about and have in terms of what it could be?
Yeah, I don't really know. A lot of really good, you know, arms, a lot of, you know, hopefully positive results and stuff like that. But I haven't really talked to them about that, honestly, or even really thought about it, really.
No worries. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Evan. Our next question comes from Jason Beck from MLB.com.
Yeah, hey, Tarik, congratulations. It seems like a fascinating matchup, not just the call-up, but also facing a White Sox lineup that has so many young hitters and, you know, kind of a similar situation to what you're in, you know, very early stages of their careers. Have you faced any of these guys either in the minor leagues or in college or maybe even high school ball?
I don't think so. I'm not sure where their AA affiliate is, or they're definitely not high A or maybe low A. I don't know, but I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay. And does it help at all being able to watch Matthew Boyd face these guys tonight? Is there anything you've been able to learn in the past from watching Boyd pitch, and anything in particular you'll be looking for as he tries to get through this lineup?
Yeah, I mean, you learn from every pitcher, that goes out there and attacks a hitter. So, I mean, Boyd going tonight, left-handed arm. I'm excited to, watch and see what he does and see how he gets outs and how he goes about his business, and just to learn from that, learn as much as you can and try to soak it all in.
Great, thank you. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. We'll go back to Jeff Seidel for the Detroit Free Press.
Yeah, I was just curious, since you've been drafted, what's the thing that you've developed the most since you've been with the Tigers, do you think?
Since I've been drafted. I mean, I've learned a lot about myself, from not only just from a competing standpoint, from like an analytical standpoint, and learning what my stuff does and what makes it play up. And I learned a whole new pitch and a slider that's become, a good pitch for me and something that I can rely on. So I learned a whole new pitch there. My first half season of pro ball, I learned it from actually Adam Wolf, who was the 5th rounder, I think, that same draft. So I actually learned that from him because I knew he had a cutter and mine turned into a slider. So I learned some pitches, learned how my stuff plays, and just learned how to, attack hitters and get guys out.
How important is that slider for you now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like it. I feel confident in it, with everything else too. But yeah, I did learn that my first in 2018 in that little half season. And I like it where it's at.
Very cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. We'll go back to Cody Stavenhagen from The Athletic.
Tarik, similar question. How much has your curveball improved over the past year? And am I right that you kind of made some adjustments at Driveline this offseason, and do you feel those paid off?
Yeah, so I went up there in January, got on the cameras and did a pitch design bullpen. And I wasn't really built up then, but I just kind of prioritized. I was like, I want to learn how to spin this pitch and learn how to, really throw it. And then when I got to spring training, I actually flipped the grip, but I still took the cues and all the stuff that I was learning and flipped the grip a little bit and adjusted it to what helped me spun it a little bit more, efficiently and a little bit better. So it's like a completely new pitch. I didn't have this pitch last year. Honestly, my slider and curveball kind of morphed into one, just different velocities, obviously. But now I feel like I've got a completely, different pitch and something that, I feel confident in.
Okay, awesome. Great to know. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cody. Our next question comes from Dan Dickerson from Tigers Radio.
Tarik, congratulations on the call-up.
Thank you.
Just following up from the Cody question on the curveball, it seems like sometimes it can be very tricky. Like you said, have both the curve and slider. They can sometimes morph together. So now that you have redesigned the curveball, is that the point to make it a very different feel so that they don't morph together?
Yeah, exactly the point. Instead of having, one pitch, now I've got 2 different pitches. And that's the goal.
And it's easy. You found that it's easy to have command of both and both to be quality pitches, because it just does seem like that's a tricky thing.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is, because sometimes you tend to focus on one pitch and then kind of lose the feel for another one. So that's kind of the battle that I feel like everybody kind of goes through, of establishing those 2 different pitches and making sure they don't morph into the same pitch, or don't make sure you don't lose one pitch because you're trying to work on the other one. So that's something that I work on still every day.
Okay, real quickly, give Tigers fans a feel for what they're going to see in Isaac Paredes.
Paredes, yeah, I mean, patient hitters, great hitter, great, ball to bat skills. I feel like he just doesn't ever get fooled. He knows the strike zone so well. It's actually incredible. Whenever I faced him in Toledo, it's like I might as well just throw 3 strikes and hope he just hits it somewhere. Gets out, because there's no fooling him. There's no setting him up. He's very composed, and he's just a good hitter. He just hits, and I'm excited to watch him play.
Great. Thank you, Tarik.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. If there are any other questions for Tarik, please put those in the chat. All right, that's all the questions we have. Tarik, thank you for your time this afternoon. We'll be joined by Isaac Paredes in just a moment.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Donde sea. Ahí, acá. Sí. Solamente que venga mi jefe. Porque seguro vas a estar peleando una jugada.
Diablo, me brilla la cabeza, güey.
Oigan. I mean, how long is it? Just we need to talk. Okay. Okay. Copa estaba peleando una jugada que el anotador dio error y ha debido ser hit. Él dice que fue hit.
¿Quién estaba peleando?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. We're joined by Tigers infielder Isaac Paredes. If you have a question, please put in the chat. Take our first question from Evan Woodbury from MLive. Evan, we're having a hard time hearing you. All right, we'll come back to you, Evan. We'll go next to Chris Mccoskey of the Detroit News. Chris, your mic's on mute.
I just did that too. My bad. Congratulations. Did the haircut come with the call up? What's the deal there?
¿El corte de pelo viene con la llamada Grandes Ligas o cómo es la cosa? Podríamos decirle que sí.
We might say, yeah, we might say yes.
Looks good. Looks sharp. Hey, how did you find out that you got called up, and what was your initial, who told you, what was your initial reaction?
Bien, ¿cómo te dijeron que te habían llamado y cuál fue tu reacción inicial?
Pues mi agente me habló y mi reacción fue obviamente llamarle a toda mi familia.
You know, my agent was the one who talked to me about it, and obviously my first reaction was calling everybody at home.
Absolutely. Did it take you by surprise?
¿Te tomó por sorpresa?
Sí, claro.
Yeah, sure.
The reports that Al Avila and everybody were saying that you'd really gotten on a good roll hitting in Toledo. When did that start to click for you? When did you start heating up there when you got healthy and started hitting?
Los reportes dicen que te estaba yendo muy bien en Toledo. ¿Y cuándo empezaste a notar que estabas mejorando tanto que llamó la atención de todo el mundo para que estuvieras acá?
No, la verdad que todos los días notaba algo diferente en mí, algo que me decía que teníamos que seguir trabajando para esperar una llamada a Grandes Ligas y creo que lo hicimos, ¿no?
You know, every day I was noticing something different, that I was telling to myself that I should keep working pretty hard so I could wait the call for finally being in the majors.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Our next question comes from Jeff Seidel of the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, congratulations. Just a funny quick story first. I heard that you had a little bit of issue last night in the airport and Mize helped you find the airplane. Is that what happened there?
Hay comentarios que dicen que tú tuviste problemas en conseguir un aeropuerto y fue Maíz el que te ayudó a conseguir el avión. ¿Cómo fue eso?
Sí, no, claro, yo cuando iba camino para el aeropuerto, pues nunca había manejado un aeropuerto yo aquí en Estados Unidos y fue algo muy, muy difícil para mí porque yo llegué súper temprano y yo no sabía si era ahí donde yo tenía que estar hasta que un contacto en español me dijo que tenía que esperar al equipo y el equipo todavía estaba jugando, entonces llegó Casey llegó primero que yo y y él fue el que me ayudó y abrió la puerta.
You know, I was on my way to the airport, and to be honest, I've never been driving to an airport down here in the USA. So it was pretty tough. I arrived super early, and I didn't know where should I be. So a guy in Spanish told me that I had to wait because the team was already playing at the moment. So I was super early. So in the end, Casey was the one who told me what to do, and he was the one who opened the door for me.
Does it make it easier that those guys are coming up with you?
¿Lo hace más fácil que ellos estén también contigo aquí arriba?
Sí, claro que sí.
Yeah, sure.
And finally, what is your favorite position?
Y finalmente, ¿cuál es tu posición favorita?
La tercera base.
Third base.
Why is that?
¿Por qué?
Porque ahí es donde he estado jugando durante todo este tiempo de mi carrera.
You know, because there's where I've been playing mostly during my career.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. We'll go back to Evan Woodbury from M Live. No. All right, we'll go to Cody Stavenhagen from The Athletic.
Hey, Isak, congratulations. What was it like when you were finally able to board the plane, and what happened from there?
¿Cómo fue? Felicitaciones. ¿Y cómo fue cuando finalmente te montaste en el avión y qué pasó a partir de ahí?
Muchas gracias. Fue algo muy bonito, algo que no podía explicar ni yo mismo. Yo todavía no sabía que venía al equipo de Grandes Ligas. Yo pensé que venía al equipo de los Taxis y fue algo demasiado bonito, la verdad, aunque no sabía que estaban en el equipo grande, pero fue algo muy bonito viajar con todos los Grandes Ligas, sentir que ya tenía ese apetito, ¿no? de estar con los mejores beisbolistas del mundo.
You know, it was something, it was pretty. You know, I cannot explain it, but I didn't know that I was coming to as a major leaguer. I knew that I was coming only for the taxi squad. And, you know, it was pretty to travel with all the major leaguers and feel that I have this appetite for being surrounded and be part of a group of major leaguers, the best players in the world.
For sure. And now you're just a few hours away from making your major league debut. Just how do you feel right now?
Y por supuesto, estás a pocas horas de hacer tu debut en Grandes Ligas. ¿Cómo te sientes en este momento?
Nervioso. Claro, no, nervioso. Pero al final es algo que a mí me da por hacerlo bien. Es algo que lo voy a tomar muy en serio y voy a disfrutarlo porque no cualquiera logra sus sueños y estoy muy contento y emocionado de poder pisar un estadio de Grandes Ligas y hacer mi debut.
You know, I'm a little bit nervous, but it's something that it pushed me to do everything well. I'm gonna take it pretty serious and I will enjoy it because nobody, I mean, just a few people just fulfill their dreams. And I'm pretty happy and I'm excited to finally put my feet on a major league field.
How'd you find out you were going to be in the lineup?
¿Cómo te enteraste que ibas a estar en el lineup de hoy?
Fíjese que la verdad de lo nervioso que yo estaba cuando llegué al estadio no me fijé y chequé el celular y mi esposa fue la que me envió una foto que estaba en el line-up y ella se enteró primero que yo.
You know, I was so nervous when I got here that I didn't check on the lineup on the board. So back on my locker, I checked my cell phone and it was my wife. She sent me a picture or a screenshot of the lineup. And in the end, it was her who told me that I wasn't on the lineup today.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Cody. Our next question comes from Jason Beck from MLB.com.
Yes, hi, Isak. Congratulations. I was wondering, what was it like being down there in Toledo and facing not only the same pitchers day after day, but also facing guys like, you know, Skubal and Mize and Manning and Fido, and what kind of challenge was that as a hitter?
Felicitaciones. Y estando allá abajo en Toledo, ¿cómo era para ti, estar con estos muchachos? Pero ¿cómo fue enfrentar día tras día a jugadores o lanzadores tan talentosos como Mize, como Skubal, como Fido, como Manning? ¿Cómo fue desde tu perspectiva enfrentarte a ellos?
Pues, bueno que nada, gracias por la felicitación y fue muy, muy difícil porque siempre lo he tenido en mi equipo, siempre lo he estado viendo desde la tercera base o shortstop, nunca me lo había enfrentado, pero son muy difíciles, son pitchers que están desarrollándose igual que yo, tienen mucho talento, sus picheos son demasiado rápidos, tuve que ajustarme ahí rapidito porque uno nunca sabe cuándo se presenta la situación de enfrentarlos y son el futuro también de esta organización, al igual que yo y algunos jugadores más.
You know, first of all, thank you. And it was pretty tough, given that they've always been with me, and I just saw him when I was playing third base or shortstop. So I never had a chance to face them. And back there, you know, I noticed and I know that they've been developing just like myself. So I know that they have fast pitches. They're very good pitches. So I had to make a quick adjustment. So I know they are the future of the organization, along with some other players down there.
And Skubal was raving about your strike zone knowledge and just your instincts when to take a pitch, when to swing. Have you always had that gift, or was that something you've had to work on over the years?
Skubal habló muy bien de tu capacidad de seleccionar los picheos y de escoger el picheo que tú quieres. ¿Siempre ha sido así o es algo que lo has estado desarrollando?
Es algo que lo he estado desarrollando al paso de los años cuando he jugado los jugadores de mayor experiencia, las pláticas que escucho de ellos. Yo aprendo a escuchar mucho de ellos y llevarlo a cabo a la práctica, porque en el juego uno nada más piensa en competir. Y pues de tanto practicar ya se le queda esa experiencia que los jugadores te comparten.
You know, it's something that I've been developing with the years, surrounded fortunately by players with a lot more experience than me. So I hear them talking about that, and I listen and I pay attention to all of those details, so I can have it and put it into practice when I'm on the field. You know, when I'm on the field, it's just instincts, it's just me. But obviously, I have that knowledge that I've been gaining for listening in the conversations that they having with somebody else or they having with me. So it's just something I've been developing with day after day.
And last question for me, you were a Cubs prospect once upon a time before the Tigers traded for you. Does it feel strange coming to Chicago for your big league debut? And was that something you dreamed about doing once upon a time when you were younger and in the Cubs system?
Estabas con los Cachorros de Chicago cuando los Tigres te hicieron el cambio para tener tus servicios. ¿Estando en algún momento con ellos o cómo te sientes tú sabiendo que vas a debutar en la ciudad en la que originalmente firmaste con otra organización, pero estás aquí precisamente, irónicamente, en Chicago para hacer tu debut en Grandes Ligas?
Pues me siento bien, ya. Yo creo que la mayoría de mi tiempo de vuelo profesional ya lo pasé con los Tigres de Detroit y creo que ya mi sueño de unos años para acá era mi sueño jugar en el Comérica. Pero me siento contento igual, es un debut de Grandes Ligas y jugar en Chicago, pero yo nunca le había puesto tanta atención que yo podía debutar en la ciudad de los Cubs, pero ahora mi corazón está aquí en Detroit, ¿no?
You know, I feel very good. You know, most of the time I've been playing with the Tigers, so it has been my dream to play in Comerica Park, and it's just I've been playing in a lot of places, but it's my debut in the major leagues. And honestly, I wasn't paying attention where it was supposed to be or where I wanted to be. So my heart is right here with the Tigers, and I wasn't thinking about making my debut down here in Chicago, but I just feel good that it's happening with the Tigers.
Thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Jason. Our next question comes from Evan Petzold of the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, congratulations. Wanted to ask, obviously with the three of you guys coming up today, how excited are you about the future of this baseball team?
Felicidades, y sabiendo que estás tú junto con los otros dos muchachos, ¿qué tan emocionado te sientes sobre el futuro de este equipo?
Wow, me siento muy emocionado, la verdad que ahora que estaba en Toledo, estaba visualizando un equipo a futuro y vaya que va a ser un equipo muy bueno, muy competitivo, un equipo que siempre va a estar en la pelea de los playoffs y me siento contento, ¿no? Ya sea de Casey and Skubal, La verdad que me siento contento, al igual ellos han de sentir igual porque estamos haciendo un debut de Grandes Ligas, ¿no?
You know, I feel very excited now that back in the day when I was in Toledo, I was, foreseeing the future, and I realized our future is going to be pretty good and pretty competitive. We're going to be in fighting for a spot in the playoffs, and I'm happy that it's happening with Casey and Tarik, and with them, it's exciting to see what's going to happen with us.
And then are you already thinking about when, some more of those guys from Toledo come up? I know you mentioned there's a lot more down there. Are you excited for them to come up as well? And what are you looking forward to about that?
Y de los muchachos que están abajo, ¿qué tan emocionados te sientes de la oportunidad que van a recibir para recibir el llamado como tú lo recibiste? ¿Y qué esperas de ellos cuando estén aquí?
Pues espero la verdad que no sea un tiempo muy lejano que llamen a uno de allá. La verdad que la mayoría de los jugadores están preparados para hacer un debut en Grandes Ligas y quisiera compartirlo como lo compartí en Ligas Menores, compartir aquí en Grandes Ligas también del bonito deporte que es el béisbol.
I hope that they don't stay down there too long. I just expect them to receive a call soon. Down there, all of them are ready, and the guys who haven't made it in majors, they're ready to making a debut down here in the Major League Baseball. And I wish I could share it how pretty the sport of baseball down here it is with guys like them.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Evan. We have time for two more. We'll go first to Lauren Williams from MLive.
Hi, Isak. Congratulations. At 21, you're going to be the youngest player on this team, but that's something that you've had to deal with throughout your career before. And I'm just wondering, how have you adjusted that throughout your career, and why do you think you've had success in those situations?
Tienes 21 y obviamente vas a ser el jugador más joven aquí en este equipo. ¿Cómo has hecho para hacer el ajuste y cómo consideras tú que vas a ser exitoso? ¿O qué consideras tú que debes hacer para ser exitoso en Grandes Ligas?
Pues primero que nada, gracias por la felicitación y aprenderle a un Miguel Cabrera o a gente con experiencia aquí en el equipo para que ellos me digan cómo es la carrera de Grandes Ligas, ¿no? Ya que soy un nuevo, es mi primer día aquí y espero aprender mucho de ellos para tener éxito en un futuro y ser grande como ellos son y lo van a hacer.
First of all, thank you. And, I would like to learn from Miguel Cabrera and people with a lot of experience down here so they can tell me how it is being a major leaguer. I know I'm the new guy in town, and I just hope that I will be able to have the opportunity to learn from them so I can be as successful as they have been so far in the major leagues.
Thank you, Lauren. And we'll take one more question from Jeff Seidel of the Detroit Free Press.
I know you were talking about Tarik and Casey, but specifically about Tarik, Skubal. He was just talking about his changeup and his slider. How nasty are those pitches? And when you're facing him, how hard is it?
Ya sé que hablaste de Tarik, pero quería preguntarte que él habló mucho sobre su cambio y su slider. Tú que te enfrentaste a él y viste esos picheos, ¿qué tan difíciles son?
¿Más?
De Skubal.
La verdad a mí me tiró pura recta, con eso fue suficiente. Su recta es demasiado nasty y la curva de él es demasiado grande. Con su recta y tiene un core bastante bueno. El cambio, excelente picheo, la verdad que lo puedo usar en cualquier momento y es un pitcher muy nasty y que le cambie muy bien los picheos.
He just threw me just basically fastball, and that was enough. His fastball is pretty nasty, and the breaking ball is big. His cutter is very good, and the changeup, he can use it any given time he wants. He is a very, very good pitcher.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. That will conclude our availability with Isak. Isak, thank you for your time this afternoon. We'll be joined by Tigers manager Ron Gardenhire in about 5 minutes.
Muchas gracias. Excelente, Paco.
De nada.
Mañana lo español, entonces sí. Ajá, te quería preguntar, sé que va a ser madrugar, pero tampoco lo quiero hacer. Madrugar ahí. ¿Dónde sería?